What is going on, everybody? BobbyFi, Eric Sheets-Haber. We're going to be talking about the Valero Texas Open from a DFS perspective. We got a lot of picks for those of you who watched the Kenny and I stuff last week. We got a lot of stuff really right. Especially, I was very hot with the winner picks, and basically, the under 6K guys did really well that we picked, like Ryan Fox. A lot of good stuff from last week. So hopefully, you were able to take better advantage of it than I was, because I did not. I made money, but I didn't make like the killing that it felt like. And then having Minwoo as the winner was, my highest owned player. Felt like I should have done better, but hey, it's golf, and we're on to another week, one more week before the Masters. Sheets, any overall thoughts before we get into talking about this slate, breaking it down?
Yeah, for those that don't remember, like this tournament last year was freaking crazy. Like you had Akshay Bhatia, who put on a performance that would have won every tournament like outright by like a lot, but then Denny McCarthy went freaking bananas, and so the two of them just battled right down to the end, and then they went into sudden death, and you saw Akshay Bhatia with like a sling on his arm, like they thought that he might not even be able to finish. He had to take like I guess a medical timeout for his masseuse or whatever to come, or caddy, whoever, to kind of get him going, and then he won in sudden death. Just a crazy tournament, and you're getting both those guys at 20% ownership. It looks like so it's definitely interesting. Now you're going to hear, a lot of stuff about motivation for this tournament, given that the Masters is coming up next week, right? And I can't really model that. I can't really figure that. I just figure if someone's here to play, they're going to play. With that said, if you play, what's his name? Who's the? If you play Hideki, for example, and he's +3 after the first day and doesn't show up for day 2, you're just not allowed to complain. That's just the way that's going to be. But overall, it seems like a pretty fair course. Doesn't really reward, length all that much. Doesn't really punish anything all that much. It's just kind of good golfers here. And there are a couple of guys that I'm seeing project pretty well. And we'll see where I get to, actually. So this will be the first one we've done, I think, in a while, where we just go down, I think, tier by tier, right? So why don't we just do that?
Let me grab my screen here.
Yeah.
And I haven't built my stuff and entered my takes in yet. So
me neither.
We're gonna see this as we go. All right, 10K plus. I think there's reason for interest in everybody. For me, I will have exposure to each. I personally, Corey Connors, the chalk, I get it. He has dominated this tournament completely. I think he won it back-to-back years, right? Not last year, but the 2 years previous. I'm not 100% sure if I'm right about that. But Corey Connors is always really good here. But I think the guy who I'm sort of siding with this week is actually Patrick Cantlay, which is not a thing. He's played well, been a little bit under the radar. Feel like his ownership, and being a little cheaper, but I kind of think with my early look like that I might be overweight most of this range personally. That's that, except for maybe Connors, just from a game theory standpoint, we just getting underweight on that one. That's pretty much where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I have all 4 of the 10K guys within my top 10 values, which what I usually get, again, you start to learn your own models and your own sheets, is that I usually have like 2 or 3 guys from the top range in the top couple, and then like a couple just kind of fall off. I have all these guys rated pretty decently, and yet I don't have any of them like as must plays.
Right.
I would really flip a coin between all 4. I'm inclined to play someone like Fleetwood over someone like Connors. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't want to say not that Fleetwood's going to be low owned, but it's probably going to be lower owned than Connors, I think, just because of his price. And this would be kind of a pretty cool troll tournament for him to win. We've been saying that like his last 37 tournaments, I guess. But and
he's played great. Like his worst finish is 17th. He's top 10 to million. Like he does everything right.
Listen, the fact is, it's just golf, and you can only. I know some people don't think of it this way, but you really only can control your own game. You know, you can't. There's no defense in golf. You know, so you're gonna listen when you get down to like the final round and whatever. Then you can try to change your play based on what other people are doing. But until then, you're really just kind of a prisoner of how well you play. You know, so all the guy can do is keep playing well and just hope that the day comes where people don't play as well, and that's it. So I do like Fleetwood. I do like Aberg, and what's not to like. Cantlay is, yeah. I mean, all these guys to me are 20% owned guys that can win. That's the way I'm looking at it. I don't think I'm going to play two of them just because of lineup construction. But if I get, I mean, literally any percentage of all four of those is going to be fine with me.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's talk about the 9K range. It's a small range this week. What have you got here? Because I have kind of a take, but I'll wait till you do yours first.
Yeah, I think that this range is just screaming to lose money. Like, and when I say that, I mean the Akshay Denny McCarthy is just so painfully obvious that I think they're going to be 20% on guys that you don't have to play. Now, I will tell you, like right now, I'm looking at my sheets, and Denny McCarthy's the number one overall value for me. But I just seen this movie. You know, that's the way that's my heavy duty analysis. Then you have some weird ones. So like Daniel Berger is at 9,200. He's another guy again. You know, I would just love to not play him. That's the best I can describe it. He projects well enough, and then you have Hideki at 9,900. Now maybe this is like the funny week to play Hideki because it's not like he's that cheap. It's not exactly the tournament he wants to win. So maybe this is kind of the low 9K guy to play. And the only other guy that I have in my board here is Keegan Bradley. And I just feel as though he should be cheaper. He did just win, but I just feel he should be cheaper. So I'm probably, not because of my projections, probably going to attempt to pivot off of all this stuff.
Yeah, like I said, if I'm playing the 10K, it's going to be harder for me to have as much interest here. But I love Denny McCarthy's great and everything. I don't know about 30% ownership. At 9K. I don't think that's necessarily where I want to be. I'll probably just not touch him and leave him where they go. You can see Goldie's got him a lot higher than SaberSim does projection wise. I personally like Spieth here. I think that he's starting to play better. I think that this is the kind of tournament that he played well here before. It's the kind of tournament I could see him getting fired up for before the Masters. Now you could say it's a tune-up and all these things. I'm willing to speculate on Jordan Spieth and be a little different this week. And people don't like to play him. I am going to be playing him. I think he's going to be more popular than the SaberSim 6% here, but I still think that's an interesting play to get different in this range. I'll probably be, maybe I'll be slightly under on Akshay, but I do like him. Maybe I'll be slightly under on Keegan. Don't mind him. I'll be probably near the field on Hideki, maybe a little bit under. And then Berger, I might actually just go a little bit above the field. I feel like the projection on SaberSim is a little low. I pumped it up to in between Goldie and SaberSim's the average, like I was showing people before. But I also just added another point myself. Didn't quite go up to Goldie's number, but I actually don't mind Berger here either. So Berger and Spieth would be my favorites versus the field, even though I might end up with more ownership of Hideki, or even if I end up with 15% McCarthy, I'm still going to be under the field on that one.
You know what is actually pretty cool that the signature hold is paying like $200,000 for first in a tournament like this. They're really big, some big freaking prize pools in golf.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. What are they going to play in the signature hole in the Masters? You're going to pay $1 million for that? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's that's they usually just pay 50 or 100 for the signature hole.
Yeah.
In this tournament, that's pretty good. I mean, a lot of people are playing. I kind of like that your Spieth idea though. I mean, like he's so far down my list that it just might work. You know what I mean? Like it's no, I don't. I have him projected higher owned than you just mentioned.
Yeah, I think he will be.
I might have him at like 12 or so.
Yeah.
But like you said, I mean, you're gonna want people are going, I imagine, going to want to play these one of the 10Ks. And if you do that, it just becomes harder to play the 9Ks, and it becomes especially harder to play the 98, 9900s, you know? So I think that Spieth is going to really, maybe Saber Sim is right. Maybe he does end up 6% or something like that. It's so hard to get to him because I'll tell you, if my projections are not getting to him, then nobody's are. And the way lineup construction is going to work, boy, that could be. I mean, if you get away with that somehow, and he wins the tournament, it's not going to be like Minwoo Lee where you can win the tournament and not win. I don't think you can win. I don't think you can have.
I won, but not as much as I'd like to.
I don't think that you can play Spieth, have him win the tournament, you not win. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be really, really low owned actually.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it shakes out because I sort of thought the same thing as you, but then I looked and there's been talk about him this week. That's all I can say.
Well, that's because the way golf, you know how golf content works. Everybody plays everybody. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's like people who are specifically pointing out that this is the right. He's like maybe the only person who you like. It's a weird course, but it's all around the green, funky stuff, which is like his thing. Anyway, I think that's kind of interesting. But all right, down in the 8K range, Sheets, what are you getting to down here?
Yeah, so I got some dudes. So I got 4 guys, all rate in the top 15, and I kind of like them all. So Siwoo Kim, 8,700, Maverick McNeely, 81. Bud Cauley, who might just lack some of the name value of the other guys, so he might drop a little bit. And then Tony Finau. So all 4 of those 8K guys I like.
Yeah, I like the Bud Cauley. I think that's one I'd like to be a little bit over on. Again, I averaged out the projection, so I'm going to bump up to Goldie's projection on that one. See if that helps me a little more. And I think that some people will play some Bud Cauley because he's been really good and should be fine here. It is weird to see Tom Kim with the other names up top this far down, which has piqued my interest a little bit. It hasn't been great, but I still like him and gearing up for the Masters here. I'm pretty wish-washy on most of the other guys, except for I would mention that it wouldn't surprise me if Sam Burns was 9,700 or 8,600. And because of that, at low ownership, I probably am willing to gamble. I know there's been some funky numbers on him, but I do believe these guys are, getting ready for the Masters. I think you're going to see people actually. There's an argument to whether you don't play your best or you're just trying things, but it's the week before. I think you're going to see guys, doing whatever they can. So those would be my main 3 ones. Would be Cauley, Burns, and Kim as of right now, but not my overwhelming range. And then I'm good with the chalky Stevens and I'm okay with the McNeely, but I'm not like in love with it. All right, Sheet, 7,500 to 7,900.
Before we get to that, I want to just remind everybody that the Masters is next week.
Yep.
And I have somebody already. I just gonna have to hold my wrist to not tell people who it's going to be. But I know that you're gonna. I think you're gonna like it. Let's just put that. I think.
Okay. Well, you already got picked for the Masters?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say whether I'm playing to win or for second or DFS.
I know who you're betting on. It's
there's literally no chance that you know I'm betting on. I shouldn't say no chance. It's possible, and maybe that's a hint. I mean, I don't know.
That is a hint because that means it's not Fleetwood.
Then maybe it's not Fleetwood. Oh, that's very interesting. Maybe
that would be the one that I would have thought that you would have said.
Maybe it is Fleetwood, but I've got the guy.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So what range are we in now?
75 to 79.
Oh, okay. So 75 to 79. So I do have two of my top values coming from this range. One of them is Ben Griffin at 7,900 on the nose, and the other is Lee Hodges at 7,500. So I like both those, and then 3 other guys. Novak, I like him, and he's going to be lower owned than those other guys. Also, Patrick Roger, no, he's 7,400. Harry Hall, who we've played before, he rates to be under 10%. And then the other guy who's been popping around the last couple of weeks is Brian Gerard at 7,600. So I like him too.
Yeah, I like the Gerard idea quite a bit actually. So I'm glad
that.
I'm gonna bump him up a little on my thing and actually go to Goldie's projection. I've liked what I've seen from him. The problem with him is he just is on the greens. He's really good. Other than that, I'm just gonna leave that and put that to 5. all those things that we can't get away with in basketball sheets, or we try, you say that I actually think you can totally get away with it in golf. It's just so hard to project everything that trying to get the guys you want. I actually think I love the min-max thing for golf. All right. Ben Griffin, at that ownership, I think I'm probably going to be underweight, even though I like him.
What do you have him projected at as far as ownership?
Averson's got him 25. You guys have him at 10. I
have him at 13 right now.
Okay. Yeah, Goldie's got him at 10. I think he ends up probably closer to 20. Maybe not. Maybe not, actually. It's possible that he doesn't. I have a little bit of interest in Fitzpatrick bouncing back at some point. Gary Woodland looked really good last week, and it was all on the greens. I don't know if I want to go on that. It feels like we should be playing a lot more Jake Knapp than this. And I'm just throwing this out there. He's been really good. Like, I don't know why we should be avoiding this guy now. And I think his projections are too low on SaberSim. Harry Hall is another one that I like a little bit. It's a range that I have, pretty decent interest. Harry Hall, Kitayama, those are the ones. And then along with the aforementioned Gerard, Novak has been really good this year as well. And Ryan Fox coming off of a good performance. I can get behind those guys, but I'm more interested in the first guys I mentioned. Pretty heavy range for me. Oh, I like Lee Hodges too. So I'm heavy on the, I guess my builds are sort of building themselves. The 10Ks, then the 7Ks are my next highest interest, the high 7Ks. All right. No, there we go. Yeah, this is one I'll be heavy on. All right, Sheets, what do you like in the 7K to 7,500 range?
I got one guy who rates as my second overall value right now, and that's going to be Alex Smalley. Don't know where, when, and why, but that's where I'm getting. And then scrolling a little bit further down, actually, it's my next group. That would be Patrick Rogers, Max McGreevy, Victor Perez, Seamus Power, and the guy I like to play from time to time, Charlie Hoffman. So, but Alex Smalley right now looks like a standout for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Alex Smalley. That was my favorite play in this range as well, and I'm open to the Rogers, the Hoffman. I'm going to throw out my other favorite one though. Here is Chris Kirk.
Ooh, there you go.
He's played this course well for what it's worth. And there's a number of guys who haven't even played this course really. I have a tiny bit of interest in Hoagie. It's really just an ownership thing. He's going to be like super low owned. So it just didn't feel like he should. He feels like he belongs in this category. Justin Rose, I still don't know what I'm going to do with but I do like him. As of right now, I think I would be playing him at least around 7-8%, maybe double the range he's at, or I guess Goldie's got him at 5. So it's possible I get closer to 10. I like Eric Cole a little bit too. So again, not getting crazy exposure to these guys, but they are on my list. And is it maybe a time, again, this is one just about ownership, maybe it's time to take a shot on Cam Young just because he's 7,100. Doesn't feel great. Hasn't been great. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to be with that one at the end of the day. Victor Perez was great for me last week. I like this Jesper Spencer. I'm probably going to be pretty spread out through this without getting to double digits on most of these guys. But and you mentioned Rogers and McGreevy. Yeah, the other one that I will be overweight is Hisatsune and
who?
Rio Hisatsune.
Oh, okay.
That's the way it's supposed to be pronounced, but people keep pronouncing it funny.
Okay.
Oh my God! So I forgot my other favorite. What is with these projections in Sami Valimaki? Has anybody watched him play golf this year? Like, he's way better. Like, this is crazy. So that's one I'll go right back to. And yeah, I'd say it's chasey, but the guy was the best player last week by a good amount over the weekend. And just happened to make the cut at a terrible day one. Otherwise, he probably wins that tournament instead of Minwoo. I really like Valimaki. I actually want to go a little higher on this. Maybe take a little bit more of a stand. I think this is a miss personally. So I probably should get to double digits of him by the end of it. All right. And then I always have a little. Oh my God, the Homa thing too is just begging. Ugh. I don't know. I get 2. I'll put 2% on him. All right.
Wait, what's Homa's price?
7K.
Okay.
It's just it's just so crazy. All right, under 7K Sheets. What do you got?
Yeah, I got a few guys, and rather than like rattle them all off, I'm just gonna just highlight the guys that I've never heard of who are in the same range. So I have like literally like 10 guys, like all within like percentage points of each other. So we're gonna say, well, I'll rattle them all, and then I'll tell you. I guess I'll do my favorite one when we go through the best to make the cut. So, Dahman, Fisk, Lauer, Danny Walker, Quade Cummings, Henrik Norlander, Eric Van Rooyen, Jeremy Paul. I mean, really all these. I mean, everybody. Castillo, Sig. I'll go on forever. Like all these guys are kind of in play.
Yeah, and there's just a bunch of guys who, yeah, I feel like being spread out to. The guys I like that I would say stand out for me would be I like Joel Dahman. I think he's playing much better golf right now. I'm interested in this kid Ricky Castillo, but maybe it's a little too soon. That's just I think he's better than he might be good. He might just be a good golfer. Like we just don't know enough.
I'll tell you a guy who you mentioned. I kind of just didn't really think about it when you were talking about him. But I mean, I just rattled off these 6K guys, right? And then I was kind of joking. All these guys have a shot. I never heard of any of them. And you mentioned a guy like $100 more that could actually that in another world would have been like 9,200 in this tournament.
Right.
And that was Cam Young. Okay. Like
Cam Young and Max Homa.
And Max Homa. I mean, listen, Max Homa lost his mind, I think, like 2 years ago. Cam Young lost his mind like 1 year ago, I think. But they both have a lot of talent, right? And Cam Young, I mean, maybe this isn't the right course for him to break out. And maybe we wait and then we play him in the Masters like 10,000 to 1 or something like that.
Yeah, I wonder how much longer he's even allowed to play the Masters.
Maybe he doesn't do well this week. They'll cut him out of next week.
I don't even know like what his exemption or where he's at like on that whole thing. I have to double check.
Whatever it is, he better perform soon.
He better start doing something. Yeah.
All right, so let's do the thing. So this is what we're going to do for those watching the first time. We're going to just kind of cut right to it. We're going to say, okay, we're going to say who's going to win the tournament, and we haven't really set ground rules for this. Like sometimes we think or we say who we actually think is going to win. Sometimes we pick our best, kind of long shot to win that people aren't going to play or whatever. And then we're going to talk about the top guy under 10K to make top 5. And then we'll go top guy under 9K to make top 10, top K under 8K to make top 20, top guy under 7K to make the cut. And then we're going to do top guy over 9K that's going to miss the cut. So why don't you just start with
okay.
However you want to rate.
I'll pick Patrick Cantlay to win. Which I don't think I've ever done before, Sheets. That you've done it a few times, but I
have. As Kenny would say, can't play, right?
Can't play.
Okay. I am going to just because I think it's the Trump executive order that one of us has to pick Tommy Fleetwood every week.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Tommy Fleetwood.
That's nice.
Yeah.
The two guys who I'm going to bet to win the Masters are these top two guys this week are Oberg and Fleetwood. I think Oberg is going to win the Masters. Actually,
I can't tell you who I'm going to bet, but I think that was certainly reasonable.
Yeah. All right, I am going to go wild here on my under 10K to top 5. I'm taking Jordan Spieth.
I think that you should have played him to win. Actually.
There's a very logical reason you could, but I just think he'll do like something, you know what I mean? Like he'll make like a double right at the end or something like that.
Okay. I got my top 5. Okay. He's going to be chalky, whatever it is. But Boccia is just awesome, okay. So I'm just going to play him to go top 5.
Yeah. I like him too, actually. But again, that ownership scares me.
Yeah, I know. But again.
Yeah, we're not playing. Yeah, we don't have to do that. Under 9K to top 10. This is a weird one because as I went through it and all these 8K guys we mentioned, I kind of like there's a guy I wanted to get kind of sneaky with here, and maybe I don't do it. Maybe I save him. These prices are just still baffling my mind. All right, you know what? I am gonna say it. I'm gonna say Jake Knapp.
Ooh, and you're gonna drop into the sevens for a Jake.
I'm dropping into the sevens for Knapp.
Yeah, I love to have it in me to say Bud Cauley, but
that's who I was gonna say too.
But top 10 is tough. So I'm gonna play like I'll go for the name value in case you need to get top 10. So I'll go Tony Finau for top
10. The name value who literally is the just gutting lineups left and right these days.
He is, isn't he?
No, I'm just kidding around. Anyway, okay, under 8K. So I want my other guy.
It's a top 20.
Yeah, to top 20. I'm gonna say Alex Smalley, but if you want to take Smalley, I'll take Alex. I'll take Kirk if you don't.
Well, I was gonna take him. So yeah, so you could take Kirk, and I'll take Alex Smalley.
Okay.
And again, just to kind of emphasize that I do think just on the numbers, he's a good play. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. All right, under 6K to under 7K to make the cut, or as me and Kenny are calling it now, the best to make the cut. Who you got here?
You know, I'm staring at some of these plays are not bad. I hate to like bring up like other plays here, but you already talked about Tom Hoagie. He's not in this range, but I was looking at all these 6,800 guys. I ran across Tom Hoagie's name and stuff like that. But 5% ownership, I mean, that's not a bad for a guy that's a really good ball striker.
Yeah.
But I will say, all right, let's go funny hat, Joel Damon.
That's who I was gonna take. Okay, so
oh my God, the 30 guys we could have picked at random. We both were ending up on Joel Damon.
He's the only. I was looking at my exposure, and he's the only one I was setting above anything.
Okay.
So, oh my God, somehow I missed Sammy Valimaki for the other part, but that's all right. He's whatever. Everybody knows I like him anyway. For some reason that kind of threw me off a little bit. I guess I'm going to say. Who am I going to say here? Sorry, I just need a quick second because I was really, really prepared for you not to say him. I mentioned other names of. Okay, I guess I never want to pick Norlander. You know what? I'll go off the board a little bit. I'll say Carson Young as a good term.
There's one for you.
Yeah. All right. So now who is over 9K? Who's going to miss the cut? Can it be my same winner?
No, it should be. That's the way you play like MMA, sort of.
Yeah.
Listen, just because of the, I just have to do this. Just because of the comments I made earlier, you have to take Hideki. You know, just for withdrawal risk and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try that.
You take Hideki, and I am going to take. Not a very. I guess you could make a similar case for Oberg. I'll go out there and I'll get rid of the chalk one. There's no way that he makes every cut. I'll take Denny McCarthy.
I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, that's actually one that would be kind of fun to bet because
I think that'd be great. He's going to be like $1 billion to 1 to miss the cut. You know what I mean?
I know. For what it's worth, in the one and done, which by the way, we got back. Me and Kenny have a one with 3 entries, and we got some hotness last week because we had Minwoo, and I don't think anybody else had Minwoo.
I only have the only one that I played. I just played the majors one.
Oh yeah.
I played the players in the majors, and I had I think the winner of did Rory win the players?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had Rory in that one.
Oh, nice.
That's
a good. That's
who. Yeah. Who's gonna? What are the prices for the? Is Scheffler the highest price guy still, or did Rory get past him yet?
No, there's no way they're not gonna make Scheffler the highest price.
Oh, I don't know. Oh my God, by a full 1,300. Wow.
Oh, they already released. So that is official. That pricing release.
Yeah, no,
they don't even have all the players yet.
Oh, no, it's out.
Okay, I'm gonna enter my lineups then today.
It's out. I mean, you got. It's gonna be you got Koepka at 9,400. It's gonna be a big source of discussion as usual. These are the guys you don't see. You know what I mean? Like this Terrell Hatton's coming back. You got Bryson is in there. Bryson, there's no bargain on Bryson this year. He's 9,900.
That might even be a bargain.
Maybe. Rahm 10-4. Boy, look at Oberg. Like priced ahead of all these guys. Like Oberg head of Rahm, DeChambeau's, Schauffele. You know what I mean? Like he's here.
Yeah, I think I'd love to see it. I'll tell you what, I already know right now, if Fleetwood, Oberg, and Rahm have a good Masters, I'm probably going to be in really good shape. because those are going to be the ones I'm heavy on.
Oh,
all right. Well, this should be fun. A little tune up for the Masters. Big tournaments coming up for the Masters. So, Sheets, anything else before we get out of here?
yeah, hang on. I'm looking real quick at the
odds. Yeah.
At the pricing here. So, now I'm not giving away who I have, but I may have said them already. Who knows? Neiman is 9,300. These are like guys that these are guys that we haven't seen. Oh, the other guy's doesn't play. Pereira's not doesn't make the Masters, I guess. I'm thinking of these. I'm thinking of these.
The live guys.
I'm thinking of these.
What about Tyrrell Hatton?
These live. Yeah, he's in there in the 8s as usual. Who else? Evan Kim is out. Phil 6,700. Is Tiger playing or no? He's not playing, right? Where is it?
No. Tiger tore his ACL and then released a troll tweet, and there's a whole thing going on about that.
Right. He's not playing. Freddie Couples, I don't think I'm going to play him. DJ Sid.
He had 1 year, though, like a few years back, where he was like in 5th place going into the weekend or something like that.
The general is 6,200. He's in the Masters somehow.
How did he make it?
He's in the Masters because he's the general.
Oh, he won that tournament. That's what happened. He did.
If you're the general, that can't keep you out.
He won a tournament, Sheets, where no joke on DraftKings, his ownership was 0.17.
I love it.
It's great. Like crazy to me. And bizarrely, one of the weeks I don't play. What are you doing?
Garcia, Patrick Reed, these guys are all 7K, like low 7Ks.
Patrick Reed is going to be one that people play.
Dustin Johnson, 7,500.
It's really cheap for Dustin Johnson, but I don't know if he's Dustin Johnson anymore.
I don't know what that means, right? Yeah, exactly. All right, well, we'll definitely have a lot to talk about next week.
Yeah, we'll probably bring Kenny in too and just have like a little, 3-man for. I think it'd be kind of fun. That way we get 9 guys or 18 guys to decide between.
But this is not a Kenny slate because I've heard of everybody that's playing here.
Well, yeah, there's going to be somebody. I'm telling you.
It's going to be somebody. I already know who it's going to be, so it doesn't matter.
Why are you waiting till next week?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. All right, man. Well, have a